Hello everyone, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers MPG-09 Cybertron Commander Super Ginrai, and now we have fully transitioned into MPG taking over from MP. It is what it is. Here we have the package. You have Super Ginrai over here, Human Ginrai, his Super Robot mode, top of the box, side of the box you got Super Ginrai, back of the box you've got Super Ginrai in all his poses, the Godmaster, double on, effect parts, face parts, all the fun stuff. Side of the box, you got his vehicle mode. Bottom of the box just has Japanese lettering that I cannot read. So what comes in this box? A lot, actually. So, you of course get the Transtector, right here. Lower the camera for this. You get his trailer. You get Ginrai himself, who falls. A more in scale version of Ginrai. The Jokan effect parts. His big old shoulder blasters. I don't know the official name for these. Really big guns. Normal sized guns. Alternate hands. Couple alternate super robot heads. Some shoulder gap pieces. And when I don't drop them, blast effects. He has a lot. A lot more than MP60 had. A lot more than MP60 had. So, we'll get to all of that in a minute. I want to focus on the cab section first. We'll talk about all that later. So here we have MPG-09. And here he is with the MP60 version. So you can kind of see a little bit of difference here. MPG-09 is on the left, MP60 is on the right. MP60 is a little bit darker. He doesn't have the yellow lights down there that the MPG version does. Otherwise, they're practically the same in vehicle mode. Not a whole lot of differences there. There's a lot more differences in the Godmasters. So, if you take a look at MP60 Ginrais, you can see darker red. He's got no face. His face is all white. He's got a chrome back. The Ginrai version, the MPG version, has brighter red, but a lot more color. So I think he looks a lot better. We'll put them to the side. We'll get back to them later. The little statue Ginrai can actually fit in the cab section. If you pull the front out, he's got a little tab on the front, and there's two little posts in the truck. So you can just plug him in and have him ride in there, which is neat. I don't think he'll break like the Spike that came with my Bumblebee figure. So if you guys saw that review a couple years ago, probably not. But, you know, in case you did, you know my Spike broke during that review. Now, there's a lot more to this vehicle mode than MP60s. So, he can, of course, tow his trailer, which has legs. So if you fold these legs up, he can tow his trailer. It's a big trailer. He can store the guns. There are posts on the front of the truck. You can put the big old guns on his back like this. And that would be how the original toy looked, but because he has these extra guns, you can plug the smaller guns on top of the big guns if you wanted to. It doesn't make any sense within actual fiction, within canon, because you shouldn't have 2 sets of guns, but you could do it. So that's neat, I guess. Anyway, we're going to transform him now. So the transformation is exactly the same as MP60. In case you didn't watch that review, I'll show you. So, we're going to take Godmaster Ginrai here, fold his legs up, fold his feet down, and then plug his legs into him, turn him into an engine block. And then he's just going to plug directly in God on. Let's go. So now we're going to fold his legs down, separate the legs, and then pull down his feet. Flip his feet out like that. And then we'll go ahead and disconnect the front to make grabbing these parts a lot easier. Now those will fold up. Before we do that, actually, fold the smokestacks back and pull these tabs out just a teeny bit. And then you just gotta kind of finagle the arms out, fold these tabs in, fold the legs down, and collapse the arms down. Now, I do this part now. The instructions say do it last, but I find it easier to do while you got the front open. So I'll push these tabs down like so, and then fold these center pieces out. Flip this part up, rotate the head around, push it down, flip the head up. And then I'll close all of this back up, and then tab it in, tab the arms into the side like so, rotate the waist, make sure you rotate the trailer hitches in. I always forget to do that, but you're supposed to. Then last but not least, we'll open these up to flip out the hands. And there we have Ginrai in his standard robot mode. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transform MP60 into robot mode so we can have a quick comparison, then I'll go over the articulation. Alright, so here we have the MPG-09 compared to the MP60. Basically, what it really boils down to is this color scheme, because all the materials are the same. The feeling is the same. It's the same mold. It's just really depends on your preferred coloration. You can see a lot of differences. Like, he has a darker red, darker blue. He has a little bit brighter. He has this blue paint up here. He doesn't. This has the yellow paint right here. This has no paint there, and like green. The Autobot symbols have a black outline. His one Autobot symbol has a white outline. He's got black here, no black there, but he's got yellow and red here, nothing there. His eyes are blue, his eyes are red. So, really, toy deco, show deco. And there is a feature to make Super Ginrai look more toy accurate. If you have this version, I'll talk about that at the end. But articulation-wise, it's the same as as regular Ginrai. So his head's on a full 360. He can look up. He can't really look down, but you know, whatever. His arms can do a full 360 at the shoulders. In and out the shoulder. He can also go up for the transformation hit. Turn the bicep. Elbow joint. Wrist swivel. His hand does open. I find it easier to open the hands on this version compared to my MP60. He's got an ab crunch, which is very neat. I love when Transformers have ab crunches. Waist swivel. His legs can go forward, back. He also has like a downward bend too. So if you want to make him a little bit taller, you can. He can do the splits. Turn at the thigh. He's got a double knee joint if you unlock the second knee joint. It's kind of like MP-44's initial, but a lot less cumbersome. He can, of course, hold some effect parts. So he can hold his two guns. I'll only show one because you know how this works. He can also hold his choke-on power. So if you want him to shoot his atomic fire guts attack, which I think that's what it was called, was atomic fire guts, he can. He can shoot lightning at you because he's Raiden. There you go. Now, he does have more modes because unlike MP60, he has his trailers. So everything you expect from Ginrai, you can finally do. If you got both. Don't get both. I'll talk about that at the end. But if we take all the weapons off of here, we're going to turn this to a base. Now, the instructions actually have you go to super mode first. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go robot, base, super robot. Oh, also, I forgot to mention this. The back does open. But it goes about that deep. So you can really only fit, like, the Godmaster in there. If you want storage for some reason. I mean, it's there because the original toy could do it, but sometimes you don't have to reference the original toy on all these masterpieces. So we're going to start disconnecting some things. And we'll start back here. Pull that up. Pull that up. This is going to seem very panel-y. It's not so bad. We're going to start disconnecting more things. Push all of that down. Fold this back. Fold this piece down. Fold these pieces up. Make sure they tab in as well as you can. I'll talk about that really more when we get to super mode. And now we're just going to start flattening things out. Get these pieces up like so. Like that. I know that wasn't on camera. I'll raise the camera. Close these pieces up. And then we're going to fold out what are obviously super mode legs. There's no point in trying to hide it. You guys all know a Power Master, Optimus Prime, or Super Ginrai how it works. Flatten this out. Close it. And then we'll pull this piece down. That piece will go down like that. Disconnect right here. And then rotate that out, or back, straighten that out. Same thing over here. Fold this out, and then roll out these ramps. And then start connecting some guns. And there we have Super Ginrai's base mode. Now, maybe it's just me, but I always like Power Master Optimus Prime's base mode a lot better than original Optimus's base mode. Because this actually kind of looks like a battle platform, whereas original Optimus's, you just open it up. And that's all there is to it, really. So I think this at least looks like a battle platform. A little bit. Now, if you take the Power Master off, he can actually sit on the guns and man them. Not very elegantly. but he can do it. So if that's something you want your Godmasters to do, then, you know, by all means. Hopefully we get more Godmasters down the road. I'd love, like, whatever their names are. I don't know them all offhand. The one I know offhand is Overlord. But anyway, for this next transfer step, we have to get him back to vehicle mode. So I'm going to pause the video real quick, get him back to vehicle mode, and then we'll show his transformation to super mode. Alright, time to make a super Ginrai. So, we'll take all of these weapons off. We'll fold the ramps back in. We'll fold these pieces up. We'll stand him up. This piece will collapse onto the back. I might need to stand the stand on something because this is going to get really tall. So we're going to rotate this down and it'll tab into the back right there. You can also fold that piece up, straighten it out. Fold the arms down. Open this up and then open this up to rotate out his super hands. Because he has super hands. Fold that up. And now, this is where you want to be careful, because there have been a lot of reports on his tabs on the back of the smokestacks breaking. So, what you want to do when you're transforming him is unhook his knees. The back knees. Or the first tab on the knees. Then fold these up. And then line them up as perfectly as you can. Don't force anything. So you kind of want it to look like this. Where you have one hole poking out like that. And then you should be... Don't mess with the legs after you set it up. Open that piece up. And then slide this down. Yeah, so slide that down, close that up, and then push the super head down. There you go. And there he goes. So now you have a couple options here. You can use these little shoulder gap fillers if you want to represent how he first looked when he got his super mode in the show. But I don't do that. I like giving him his shoulder cannons, because I think that looks a lot cooler. Anyway, then what I do is I take his small guns, I just kind of plug them into his back to keep them hidden. As I was saying, so... You plug in the small cannons onto his back. I just do that to get him out of the way. And then I'll give him his big guns after I go over the articulation, because he has quite a bit still in this mode. So he still has a waist swivel. And it's on a ratchet. His head is on a full 360. It can look up a little bit. It can actually look really far down, but it just kind of looks into his chest. His arms are on a full 360. If you move this piece up, you have full shoulder bend. Turn at the bicep. Elbow joint. Wrist swivel. His hands are on the typical masterpiece. He's got the pointer finger, then the other fingers all bend together. He's got an ab crunch. I already went over the waist. If you move these skirts out of the way, I kind of wish he had MP44 style skirts, but he doesn't. Where they can go forward, back, out, turn at the thigh. Big old knee joint to the point where you can see the pistons inside. And his ankle tilt does exist, but it looks like it doesn't. So it's at the bottom of his foot, but because the big foot toe doesn't bend, it doesn't look like he has one. But he does. But it doesn't break the silhouette either. So it's pretty genius, actually. And he can, of course, hold his big guns. And now I'm dumb. I gave him regular Ginrai's guns. Not that they're really any different, but whatever. When I can get him to hold his gun and not be an idiot, that'd be great. So, a bit of a personal thing with me. The original Power Master Prime, or at least the Super Ginrai version, we got re-released over here, was my first G1 Optimus Prime figure. So, I have a lot of personal attachment to this design. And to see it in masterpiece form is beautiful and wonderful to me. So I love this figure a lot. Before I go into some extra things, I just want to talk about my personal feelings. So this is by far the best MPG figure so far. By far, and it's not even close. Now, what I like to do too is he has the alternate heads, so I actually like to put on the more anime style head. I just think that looks the coolest, and that's how I'm going to be displaying him. But now, there's a couple other things he can do. He can, of course, use the blast effects. He can also compare with the other current big MPG combiner set, which is Raiden. Now, I don't normally do comparisons, but I wanted to do this one. Yeah, I know. So they're almost the same size. They would be roughly the same size if I didn't have that extra ab piece there. But you can see that my friend here has to hold Raiden up. Whereas Ginrai is completely solid. So I think they learned from their mistakes with Raiden and applied them to Super Ginrai. So I'm hoping God Ginrai is solid. But neither here. Also, my sword broke recently, which doesn't help. But you can just go away and die forever for all I care. Now, just put it to the side. There is another combination sequence you can do with this figure. If you have MP60, you can alternate for a toy-accurate head and toy-accurate hands and the toy-accurate color scheme. He also comes with stickers to simulate that. I won't put on the stickers, but I will show you what he looks like with MP60 instead of MPG-09. Give me 1 second. And here he is with the MP60 in all the toy-accurate pieces. Like I said, there is also a sticker sheet you can put on here to make it look even more toy-accurate. But I wasn't about to do all that. I just wanted to show this off for you. And I forgot to show this off. He does have a butterfly joint. And he's got this joint down here? I have no idea what that's for other than maybe part of the God Ginrai combination. I don't know why that moves otherwise. But, yeah. If you don't have MP60, you ain't making this version. But, with that out of the way, I'm going to go into my closing thoughts now. This is an incredible figure. I think he is one of the best MP releases in a long time. Probably since Starscream. I think he's fantastic. Especially with God Bomber coming out. Yeah, this guy is going to be a big pickup for a lot of people, I think. Now, if you just want one, get MPG-09, forget about MP60. You don't need both. But if you want to make, if you really need the toy deco, you kind of have to get MP60. So I think you should just ignore the toy deco, stick to the show accurate version, just get MPG-09. You don't need both. But again, not to discredit MP60. I think he's really good, but this is the full Ginrai package. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I know it's a long one, I know there are a lot of cuts, but there's a lot I had to show you. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and stick around for more. Take care.